Going on, Sports Wars? This is Ryan from RK Outpost, coming to you with a little more from the world of Major League Baseball. Now, what I wanted to talk about today, as we're getting in the middle of August, getting towards the end of the Major League Baseball season, is I want to talk about some of the races coming down the stretch. Now, some of those races are going to be divisional races, but ones I'm going to talk about today specifically have to do with awards, because we all want to talk about the hardware those guys get at the end of the year. So today we're going to talk about a really crowded, what I think is a three-man race for the National League Rookie of the Year. Now, the reason I think this is so interesting is because if you look at the guys that I'm going to show you today, if you look at their bodies of work, any other year they'd probably be runaway Rookie of the Year winners. But all three of these guys have to vie for who's it going to be, because they all happen to be playing in 2019. So let's take a look at the three guys I think are going to be in that race. So in my opinion, with a month and a half left of the season to go, the three guys we have to look at are Pete Alonso, first baseman, power hitter for the New York Mets. You've probably heard of him because he won the home run derby, beating Vlad Jr. in a pretty epic matchup a couple of months ago in the All-Star game. Fernando Tatis Jr., shortstop for the Padres, electrifying playmaker, got tons of speed, pop to back it up, is a wizard on the field, one of the most exciting guys in baseball to watch. And Mike Soroka, who's having a hell of a year for the Atlanta Braves as a starting pitcher. When you look at his numbers compared to some of the people who have won in the past, he's got better numbers than a lot of guys who are kind of walk-away Rookie of the Year, like Jacob deGrom. But let's break down the numbers. So for Pete Alonso, he's got a WAR of 3.9, which is really good. WAR, if you guys remember, I talked about it a couple videos ago, stands for wins above replacement. That's effectively a really simple way to get an easy number to digest. And that number is equivalent to the amount of wins that that player at their position is worth over an average replacement that you would get from AAA baseball. So when you look at WAR, that's how many more wins that person would get than the average replacement. Batting average, a little low. OBP, a little low. But this guy's a power hitter. He's going to hit bombs, and that's reflected by his home runs, 38, which is tied for second in the league as a rookie, and RBI, which is really up there as well. Probably going to end up in the top 10 in Major League Baseball when it's all said and done. Now, he's not really known for his glove or anything like that. He's a power hitter. That's what he does, is he hits bombs. And the Mets are still really competing really well for that wild card spot, so they have a chance to be in it at the end, which could really help visibility for Pete Alonso if they're in a lot of high-pressure games and things like that. Could get a lot of attention nationally. Fernando Tatis Jr. is not going to have that same kind of attention nationally, unfortunately, because the Padres are about 10 or 15 games under 500 right now. I'm not quite sure exactly where they're at in the standings, but he actually has a higher wins above replacement than Pete Alonso, 4.3. Interesting thing about Tatis Jr. is he actually missed 30 games due to a hamstring injury earlier in the season. So you can only imagine what some of those power numbers would look like in his WAR if he had actually been on the field. He's got about 150 fewer plate appearances than Pete Alonso. But if he continues where he's at, he's going to end up top 10 in Major League Baseball in batting average, slugging percentage, and OPS, which is pretty crazy for a dude who's only 20 years old to imagine doing that. And then we have Mike Soroka, like I said, playing for the Braves, who don't quite have that playoff spot locked up, but the way they're playing, I think everyone really expects them that they will make the playoffs. He's having a great year, 12 and 13 win-loss record. For pitchers, win-loss record isn't the end-all be-all, because depending on your team, the team you have, that can be really different. The year Jacob deGrom won, he only had 9 wins. But all the other stats were incredible. And if you look at Mike Soroka's other stats, ERA of 2.5 with a whip of 1.14, that's absolutely incredible. Like I said, better than deGrom's Rookie of the Year. So we got 3 very different players. We're all going to be fighting for it. Now, I think that the public is going to have a big push for Alonso because he is that power guy. I think the baseball writers are going to take a little more traditional approach, see that ace starting pitcher in Mike Soroka, and I think that's who they're going to end up voting for. So if I had to give odds, I would actually give it to Mike Soroka because he is guaranteed to be on that playoff team. They're going to get eyes, and he's having an incredible year. If I had to choose someone, maybe a little biased because I'm living out here in San Diego, but Fernando Tatis Jr. would be my pick. I've seen what the guy can do. He's one of the fastest guys in baseball. He's got 16 stolen bases to add on to that. Obviously, his RBI numbers aren't maybe where you would like them to be, but he also bats leadoff, so he doesn't get a whole lot of opportunities. But of all these guys, Fernando Tatis Jr., I think you're going to be hearing that name for the next 15 years as one of the best shortstops in the game. So to me, he's the guy who I would pick for NL Rookie of the Year. But what do you guys think? Do you think there's anyone else that should be in this race for National League Rookie of the Year coming down the stretch? What do you think? Who is going to win it? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe, smash the like button, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Hey everyone, it's Jeremy from geeksandgamers.com, and if you're a fan of Geeks and Gamers, please go to our website, visit our merchandise store. We have t-shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies, tank tops, and in the very near future, we're going to have many more products for you to choose from. So thank you for the support. We appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.